Blitz here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, don't forget to join us tonight for Steel City Live, our daily live show. We're trying this a little bit different here. Something as we're trying to bring more content, bring more things, bring more shows to the channel. So we're definitely going to try to continue to expand. So this will be something that, what's up, Anger? This will be something that's like on a trial period here. We'll see how it goes. We'll do it for a little bit to try to get this ball rolling here a little bit and try again to be bringing more live content each and every day. Yes, Anger, I'll be going live tonight. But yes, we're adding this. This will be called the Afternoon Blitz. I don't know if it's something that people will enjoy or people will flock to, but we are going to do it. That way we give all of our subscribers a chance each day to be able to interact here with us at the channel, have your voice heard every single day, giving you a time earlier in the day, giving you a time in the evening, giving you just more opportunity to talk sports and talk Steelers, talk NFL, and just really dive in each and every day. And today for the Afternoon Blitz, kind of just our inaugural show, and we're going to just dive in and we're going to take a lot of your chat comments, questions, and concerns. Again, it may be a full house, it may not be. This is our first show doing this at this time slot. Usually we start about 6 p.m. Tonight will be about 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Steel City Live. If you're not watching this one now, you can watch it later and then join us later tonight for Steel City Live. But we usually have thousands of people stop through on our nightly live show, so we're going to hope to build this to that also. But again, just to add more content each and every day for you guys. And today I wanted to talk about a little bit of when, how, where, how do these players become great? That's kind of be the question that we want to ask here today. And we're going to dive into that question here on the Afternoon Blitz as our kind of our topic here today as what I want to talk about. Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. How do you feel about that? I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to get beat by the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. That's where I think we will be headed. Oh, you just got home, man? Hey, it's all right. Parents forget, Inger. I forget a lot, too. Dresden, no one has ever heard any Steeler player refer to Chuck Noll as Coach Chuck, Coach Chucky, Coach No, or any other pet name. The same for Cower. The reason those men were respected. Absolutely. I can't disagree with you, Dresden. Absolutely. And I think that that's going to dive into a lot of what we're talking about here today. But first, I want to remind everybody to double tap that screen, hit the like button here for our inaugural show, and this time slot here on the channel, the Afternoon Blitz. Double tap that screen, hit that like button, send us out into that YouTube algorithm to help promote our new show on the channel. And don't forget to join us tonight for Steel City Live, our daily live stream. Again, I want to talk about how these players get to be great, how they get to be that guy everybody counts on. And I also want to talk about how that coaching staff then develops that. And what Dresden said there, nobody ever called those coaches by pet names. Those coaches were respected. Those coaches had the room, had the ear and the attention of the room. And that's what it reverts back to here, guys. Players become great how? By working their ass off each and every single day. By busting their butt, man, and putting in that work and then applying that work to their craft. And when the Steelers are looking at players, I'm going to use the Steelers as an example because that's kind of what we do here a lot of the time. But the Steelers, if you're looking at a player, what should be the first things that you look at when you're trying to figure out who to bring into your organization? If you're at the NFL level, if you're about to be a player that's going to enter the NFL draft, you're evidently damn good at football. The athleticism, those types of things are typically there, man. That's a question that's been basically answered for you. You want to make sure you're getting the right fit athletically, absolutely. But what are the first two things that you should be looking at? And I believe this used to be the Steeler way. And that's why I think Mike Tomlin has lost the Steeler way. And I think that is character. I think that is work ethic. I think those two things have to be what you look for each and every time you try to bring a player in. work ethic, and character. Character first. And I think that that's maybe where the Steelers have strayed a little bit. Are they relying on their staff, their scouting department to really evaluate these players' character and their work ethic? And I think if you're not doing that, if you're relying on listening to what other people have to say about these players in terms of their college coaches, in terms of people around them, you're relying on secondhand information as opposed to really getting to know and really evaluating the character and work ethic of a player that you're trying to bring into your organization. I think that has to be your number one priority. Yes, athleticism is key, and you want the best football player you can get. But I'd rather have a locker room filled with guys with tremendous character and tremendous work ethic, because that sends out into the whole room. That starts to be contagious. And if you're a coach, you got to really start to nurture that and really start to stand on that as being what your building is all about. People, character, work ethic, coming to work each day, figuring out how to apply that work you're doing each and every day to the game plan. And if you're a coach like Mike Tomlin, his coaching staff, instead of having an ultra large ego, and this goes for any team when you're building a team, instead of having that ultra large ego of this is how we do things, this is exactly what our identity is going to be, allow the character and work ethic of your football players to identify what your character, your identity is going to be. Allow that to start to exude through the building. Start to use that to formulate your game plans. Stop just trying to be so basic and just this is it, this is my way or no way. Yeah, you can be an authoritarian inside of that building, but that doesn't have to be how you approach your game plan. That doesn't have to be how you approach your building in terms of building high character, building leaders. That's what I'm kind of getting at here when I'm talking about all this stuff. I just really think the Steelers have lost that way. I think many teams throughout the NFL have lost that or have never found it. And I think if you want to build a football team, you want to build a professional sports organization, I think these things have to be where you start. And I think if you go anywhere farther, go in any other different direction, I think you're asking for trouble. And I don't think you're going to be able to properly build what you're looking for. I don't think you're going to be able to properly build an organization that's of high character, high work ethic, and you won't have players that look like George Pickens out there running and loafing, half-assing plays, causing issues, those types of players. Those players will weed themselves out. And if you do, by chance, allow one of those players to slip through the cracks and they are in your organization, you have to immediately sit them down and tell them what is expected, what you're looking for, how this is all going to go. And if they're not able and capable enough to get this shit done in terms of getting on board with the program, you got to cut ways with them, no matter if they're the best football player on the planet or not. And I hear people always say, you put up with high-value guys in terms of their play. No, you don't. That's not how you build a football team. That's not how you build any type of organization whatsoever, at all. It's got to be this way, guys, and you got to keep it simple. This is what I was told when I was young, and I believe it to be true now. You cannot overcomplicate things. You got to keep it simple. And if you put those two things that I was talking about, character and work ethic, above anything else, and some may say that sounds corny, but it's the truth. It's reality. It's what has to happen. And when you look at quality teams, they have that work ethic. They have that character. You don't see the trouble and the issues coming out of their building on a consistent basis. It's a more infrequent thing. And that's where I think some of these teams stray, my friends. But yeah, I need you guys to double tap that screen, hit that like button for us as we're diving in here on the Afternoon Blitz. As always, I'm your host, Jason, here on Mic Drop Sports. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's the best channel on YouTube for sports entertainment. We dive in each and every single day. Don't forget our live show tonight at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a little different. We usually kick off about 6 p.m., but we're going to try this Afternoon Blitz. This is our inaugural show. We're going to try and see how this all works out, and try to roll with it from there and kind of fit it in and see how this all goes. Again, we're going to be adding a great deal more of content. We're going to be adding some new shows. And we're just going to continue to pump things out to bring you as much entertainment as possible throughout the day. Yeah, nobody wants the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Rico says, what should the Steelers do at quarterback? I don't think it's what the Steelers should do at quarterback right now in terms of who they have there on the roster, because honestly, if you're Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, do you even want to come back to the Steelers? And does anybody even really want Russell Wilson? You're asking yourself those questions. And do the Steelers have enough draft capital to go out there and achieve a player that would maybe bring a lot of success long term? I don't think so. I think the Steelers are in a really compromising situation right now in terms of the quarterback position, and we're going to dive into that a lot more tonight on Steel City Live. The quarterback situation, Justin Fields, what he should or shouldn't do, and also we're going to talk a lot about the AFC playoffs tonight on Steel City Live. But the Steelers are in a really compromising situation there, Rico, and I don't think the answer is right in front of your face. I don't think the answer is that easily found. I think it's going to be very tough. Dirty Davis, Lions going to win the Super Bowl. Hire Jason. Absolutely. Hire me. Let me come in and show you what I think the proper way to bring players in and how you should evaluate them. Rico. That's a whack topic. Well, that's sorry for you, my friend. You don't have to watch. Ryan Stanley, what's up, man? Steelers family here supporting our buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you, buddy. Doug P. Seen a streamer suggest giving up Watt and Fitzpatrick to grab Sanders. Some people are delusional. Yeah, I could do the Fitzpatrick thing. I don't know if I'm ready to throw TJ Watt out on the trash heap yet, but I think that there are enough high-value players right now on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster that you could utilize to gain some high-value draft capital that you necessarily don't have right now if you're the Steelers. You look at the limited amount of draft picks that the Pittsburgh Steelers possess right now heading into the 2025 draft, and it does become troublesome considering I think there are some significant pieces that need to be brought in. And I think Omar Khan and this coaching staff and this front office staff is going to end up having to be creative on how they bring in all the pieces that are going to be necessary to repair this team. Because, again, not only are you trying to fight the athletic portion of it all, the football player and all of it, but you're trying to find guys, again, of high character, of high work ethic. And a lot of people, like even Rico said with his dumb comment, that's a whack topic. But it's the topic that has to be talked about. And it's the topic that nobody wants to talk about. And it's the topic that plagues NFL teams across the league. It's a topic that plagues professional athletes all across the league. Have we gotten to a point to where these athletes are so overpaid and the business is so money driven to where you've lost sight of what the most important thing is when you're building a football team? And I know people want to ignore that. I know people want to reinvent the wheel, like I always say, with trying to build their roster. They want to go after that next big name, and that isn't how to do it, man. Fantasy football be damned. Who gives a shit about fantasy football? That's not how you win championships. And I believe a lot of these general managers now, a lot of these head coaches now have lost that way. They have lost the way to build a team. They all now talk about stats. They all talk about analytics instead of looking at the things that truly fucking matter. That's the facts, guys. And everybody wants to overlook it, and I don't know why. But these are the facts of how you build a real team. Saquon Barkley, the GOAT, fly equals fly. Inger, yeah, Doug, you know some people have mental things going on like dementia. You know that fits. Ryan, I believe this systemic AR2 is systemic AR2 is stuck in the past. Tomlin bobs around the building knowing he has art by the balls. My question is, does Omar Khan really want to tie his success to Mike Tomlin? I think that's a question you have to ask Omar Khan right to his face. Are you comfortable with your head coach being the guy that you need in order to cement your legacy as a general manager? Because let's face the facts, my friends. The general manager is very codependent on what the head coach is able to do. And right now, I'm sorry, it's the truth. Mike Tomlin is utterly and super deficient in many, 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 many categories. He doesn't do the things that are necessary in order to build this football team in the proper way. And let's be real honest about it. His schematics are that of a third grader. I had a guy make a comment that said I was being too personal with Mike Tomlin because I said, congratulations, Mike Tomlin, you read a thesaurus at a third grade level. Congratulations with your word salad, your word vomit. Congratulations. Hey, Inger, you don't have to delete those, man. Those comments that, like, what Sports and Bourbon just put in there, you don't have to delete that stuff, okay? Just to let you know, you can be a little bit easier with it, okay? You can let those in there, so you don't have to delete them. Thank you, Default, the Ravens fan. Appreciate it. Cap 10, it is weird that I still believe in Arthur Smith. Is it weird that I still believe in Arthur Smith as an OC? No, it's not weird. It's not weird at all. No, it's okay, Inger. I was just telling you, buddy. You're fine. It's not, Captain. It's not weird at all. I just got to say this. No matter who is the offensive coordinator, there is one reason why that it remains the exact same no matter who's in that position. Guys, Mike Tomlin plays a brand of football and believes in a brand of football that is so basic at its roots, that is so vanilla and plain, that is so all about living in his fears that it holds back no matter who he brings into that building. Coaching, player-wise, it doesn't matter. Mike Tomlin is ultra deficient in every way, shape, or form. His schematics are so dated. He wants to play a brand of football that is limit your time on the field if you're the offense and limit the chances that you're going to make a grave mistake. Well, that's not how you play this game. There's too many points being scored. There's too much going on. And Mike Tomlin's got to come up with the times, my friends. His basic approach to this game has been dated for quite some time. And I know many Mike Tomlin apologists want to apologize for it and act like Mike is some super rare commodity at the head coaching position. Well, I hate to tell you guys, it's not what you think. You don't have to delete those either, Inger. Steelers suck. You don't have to delete that either. Just if somebody's being vulgar, okay? You don't have to say sorry either. I'm just helping you out there a little bit. Just only if somebody's being like real vulgar or something. They can say Steelers suck. They can say anything about their team. It doesn't matter. Just only vulgar things in terms of like if somebody's saying crazy shit that doesn't apply to what we're talking about. Okay. If he's spamming, that's fine. Okay. Spamming and very vulgar shit. That's all we're going to delete, guys. But other than that, you can put your comments in there. The moderators are doing so much work. A lot of the times, I gotta say this too. A lot of the times on Steel City Live, the chat is going so fast. The chat is hopping. There's hundreds and hundreds of comments in there, and the moderators are trying to keep up with it and trying to keep it clean for me to be able to go through and decipher the comments. I do it on this bigger screen, so we're just trying to work out our bugs and quirks on what we're going to allow inside of the chat and things of that nature. So make sure, guys, I do need you guys. What's up, Miss P? Welcome to the first episode of Afternoon Blitz here, Miss P. This is an extra one. We're going to throw a lot more content into, guys. Baseball, hockey's going to be coming. I've been getting back into those sports a little bit and getting my brain back in tune with those. So we are going to add that to the channel also. And we're going to take this shit over here at Mike Drop Sports and become one of the leaders in talking sports, my friends. That's our goal. So make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like button, sending us out into that YouTube algorithm. We truly appreciate it. It's free to hit that like button, guys. And I'm busting my ass here for you guys, so make sure you're double tapping, hitting the like, sharing the show. That really helps. And again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. I don't know what you're waiting for. Ryan, I believe we did that. No, I still believe in Arthur Smith as well, Cap 10. Want to see this offense without the head coach dictating how to run the offense. Absolutely. Bring Justin Fields back from Matt. Default the Ravens. What's up? Dead War 808. It's time to trade Mike Tomlin. Matt says McCarthy would be a great fit. I'm going to disagree with that one, Matt. I don't want another head coach that can't win in the playoffs. I think Mike McCarthy, he got another opportunity with the team after he left the team that he had success for, but then ended up being stale. Went to Dallas with every resource in the entire planet and still wasn't able to get it done there. There seems to be more of a reoccurring theme to his coaching. And I'm just not a fan of bringing in another coach like McCarthy, like Mike Tomlin. I'm interested, honestly, if I'm bringing in a coach, if I'm the Steelers, I'm looking for some young guy that's trying to be really innovative, that's not trying to micromanage, that's not trying to have his hand in everything on that football team, a guy that's going to hire a staff and trust in their abilities to be special. And that's what you're looking for, I think, if you're a Steelers fan or a fan of any football team when you're trying to go through this coaching search. I think a lot of people become skewed by big names, and that's what happens here a lot with players and coaches. You can't be blinded by big names. Big names aren't the answer for everything, guys. And I know a lot of people want to think it is, but it's not. You got to really start to break things down and really evaluate things for yourself. If you're a scouting department, if you're a front office staff, an ownership group that's trying to look to hire the next head coach or general manager, you have to really evaluate these people, and you can't allow names to be part of the process. You want to go out there and really look and try to find coaches or players that may necessarily not be in the spotlight all the time, but you see the work ethic, you see the opportunity that's there to make them something special. And I think that that's how you got to get this done, man. All right, guys, we need more than 16 likes here on our first show. Let's get that like button moving. Double tap that screen. It's absolutely free to do so. Give us some more likes. Let's get 3 more of you. Let's get up to 20. We always try to pursue 100 likes on our live stream. That's our basis there. That's what we always try to get. Thank you, guys. So let's continue to do that. And again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do. We've definitely grown a lot here as of late, and we're going to continue to try to grow with the audience. So that's why we're adding new shows each and every day. And we're going to kind of try to make this a little bit of our own network. I've been invited to go to networks before that are on YouTube. People try to make networks on their own. They try to add a bunch of people that are podcasters, people that do streaming, and they try to mesh them all together and have one channel to where you have a bunch of different things. I've been asked to do that on more than one occasion with other people, but I think it's just something that I need to do on my own, and I've been on this journey now for 2 years. I started out with no viewers. I started out when I put videos out, I would get 10 views, 8 views. I started out with that. Now we get thousands of them. We get thousands of comments a week. We get a lot of likes. We got a lot of you subscribers. We've built this thing from the floor up, man, and I'm going to stay true and continue to do that. I'm not going to bring a bunch of craziness into the channel. I'm not going to sell the channel to somebody to become part of their network or anything like that. We're going to continue to stay right here. That's why we added this show today. And it was something that I've been thinking about for a while. A.K. Davis in the house. It feels like Steelers are more about Mike Tomlin than they are about the Steelers. I believe that reflects on Art II. Yeah, guys, and it makes you wonder, and people are afraid to say things because they don't want to come off and people to call them a racist or people to question their thoughts about certain things, but I'm not scared to do that. And I know my heart. I know what I believe in. And I'm going to ask the questions. Is Art II just trying to hold on to what the Steelers brought into this league? And that was diversity hires. And that's okay. It should have been done. Diversity hires definitely should have been done. There definitely should have been a mix of that. And I applaud the Rooneys for that. But are they trying to hold on to Mike Tomlin because they were the ones that brought this rule in? That they were the ones that were the innovators in this space? Is that partially the reason that they're holding on to a mediocre head coach that can do nothing? I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. But it sure seems like it sometimes because I think anybody else would have been fired. And I'm not just saying that to be negative about the rule or anything because, again, I agree with it. I think it should have been done. I think you should have to interview people of all races and all shapes, whatever. Bring them all in, man. Interview everybody. Get to know everybody. I think that that's what you should do. But I also think you should hire the right person for the job. And I don't care if their skin color's purple. I think you should hire that person. And I also believe that I don't care if their skin color is purple and if you've had them on the staff for 18 years and they've made the same mistakes for over 12 of those 18 years and they've continually just gotten worse and they've tarnished your brand in terms of what you built over years. I think it's time to part ways regardless of what that means in terms of rules and things that you've brought into the league. I think that's the honest take on it. And I know a lot of people will not talk about that. And I know a lot of people that are out there in this podcast streaming space, they will not talk about that in fear of losing people's clicks. I'm not here for your clicks. I'm here to tell you the truth. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going to say the truth. And I think that that's exactly what we need to do. We need to all be honest with each other and ask the tough questions. And I think that that's why you don't get that in your organization. If you root for a different football team other than the Steelers, nobody gets that in their organization. Why? Because people typically in the media have to tiptoe. That's how they feed their families. They're not going to go out there and ask really difficult questions because they don't want to lose their press credential. They don't want to lose their job with some big network that they have to answer to. Jason doesn't answer to anybody. This doesn't pay my bills. This doesn't dictate whether I eat or not. This means what? I can tell you the honest to God's truth. I can be honest. And I think that that's a rarity in today's media. Media is supposed to be a space in which has no bias, has no way of swaying to either side. They have to be neutral. They have to tell the honest thing to the viewer, to the consumer. And we don't have that in this country anymore, and especially in sports. You have people that are ultra afraid to ask difficult questions. You have people that are very tiptoeing, or they tiptoe around these players because, I don't know, they're intimidated, I guess. I don't know. But I think it needs to be more honest things, and that's what we're going to try to do here for you. All right, guys, we're at 26 likes. Let's get 4 more of you to double tap that screen. It's absolutely free. Let's get us up to 30 as we always try to pursue 100 likes on our live streams. The Ravens guy, hi. Doug P, hi, default. Congratulations, Miss Pittsburgh has been a Mic Drop Mafia member for 10 months. That's only 99 cents a month, so make sure you guys do that. Let me do this too real quick, guys, because I don't do it here. I haven't done it on this show. We have a signed, authentic TJ Watt jersey that we will be raffling off when we hit 10,000 subscribers. The way to enter into that will be through being a Mic Drop Mafia member. That's 99 cents a month. That'll always be 99 cents a month, no matter what. All jokes aside, football difference aside, you do a great job. I like how you don't care about the banner and don't censor it from a human to human. You're doing a good job. Thank you, Sports and Bourbon, man. Much respect, man. Thank you. And I'm going to continue to try to do that. Again, you can be a fan of any team. You're welcome here. You're welcome to talk shit. You're welcome to just come here and have a good time, and that's what I think we need to have. But we're going to be honest about the takes. We're going to be honest about what's going on, man. I do love bourbon. I do too. Joshua Shields, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he said good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Steelers Nation. Absolutely. I'm not used to this, guys. Again, welcome to the afternoon Blitz, only here on Mic Drop Sports. I'm Jason. If you're new here, I appreciate you. Just a little bit about this channel. We stream every day for sure. I do put up videos. I haven't been putting them up every day just because I make sure I have reliable topics and things that excite me to talk about that when I do my pre-recorded videos. So definitely we do those a lot, but we don't do them every single day. But we're going to be on it a little bit better. And now we've added this show. This is called the Afternoon Blitz, and we also have Steel City Live. That is every evening. The Afternoon Blitz, we're going to try to put our feelers out here and see exactly what time works best for us to do this. I'm always not available at certain times. I have regular life too, so we're going to try to make it work though. All right, guys, 2 more of you double tap that screen, hit that like button for us here on Afternoon Blitz here on Mic Drop Sports. Let's keep going. Mike Tomlin has been a great coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I disagree, Dover. I think he has been mediocre at best. I wouldn't say great. I don't think Mike Tomlin and the word great need to be in the same sentence. He's a guy that has never built a team that he has won with ever. He is a guy that got handed the keys of a Ferrari, a guy that got handed the keys to a Super Bowl winning roster. And he wasn't able to get it done with that roster the way I think it should have been. They only won one Super Bowl, and they went into another one and lost a game that they shouldn't have. It is what it is, but they've never been able to reignite that engine. They've never been able to reignite that fire. And you've never seen Mike Tomlin build a roster or help build a roster under his watch. Never. And until you can say that, until Mike can say that, you can't put the word great. You don't put the word great. Isaiah Lopez, don't put a bunch of times Steelers suck cheeks and all that stuff. That's craziness, okay? It's not really worth it. And our moderators are trying to do a good job here, and they really bust their butt. So don't make their job more difficult. And they do that for free, so don't do it. How about the trade offer for Cower? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Brent. Always a good time. Thanks, Matt. Hey, can you count me as a member? Because I'm going to do... But yeah, man, you're going to get one, man. I have 60 paid members almost, I think, right now. We have almost 4,200 subscribers right now. Again, we've been growing. We've been really doing well, and I owe that all to you guys. Without you, that doesn't happen. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to... The more you guys are doing for me, I feel obligated to do more for you. So I'm going to continue to do that and continue to add things and try to make it better. I thought Cower was on something fun when we took that hot take. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Brent. You're going to have to give me a little more on that. And Jason, I take away some messages because I don't want you to be annoyed. Oh, that's okay, man. You can leave some of them. Don't take anything away that isn't vulgar and anything away that supports another team. That is fine. It don't matter. That makes the chat more fun. You know what I mean, Inger? You got to have some of that stuff in there. That makes the show more exciting. You don't want to be just so, strict. That's what we're trying to do. But hey, man. That's how we roll, brother. And I'm here to help you, Inger. So we'll help. We're going to learn this process together and get this all taken care of, with all our moderators. And we're going to try to make sure we are very consistent in what we delete and what we allow and don't delete. But we'll get there, and it's a work in progress, guys. And that's how you got to do it. That's what I was talking about earlier. Marco Leone, how about them Steelers? Told you Lamar owned you, had to sub. To talk my talk, you win, I win, fly, Eagles fly. No, Marco, Lamar still doesn't own the Steelers, and I agree. He beat them. He beat them, man, and I concede that. He was the better person that game, the better player. But you still have a part of Lamar Jackson that you have yet to see, Marco. And I appreciate you for subscribing, and you're allowed to come here and talk your shit, man. I appreciate it, actually. But what you still have yet to see from Lamar Jackson is what? A win, a signature win. A real win inside of a playoff bracket. You've yet to see that from Lamar Jackson. Until you do, you can't put him up there in the upper echelons of quarterbacks. I'm sorry. His MVP awards, you can wipe your ass with them. Regular season doesn't matter, and I don't know why anybody acts like it does. The regular season is what it is. All it is for seeding to get into the playoffs. And then the playoffs are what really matter. And when I measure greatness, I measure it off of big wins, playoff wins. I measure it off playoff greatness, catching rings, man, kissing sticky Lombardis. And I think if you're not doing that, you're not what people are propping him up to be. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts. And hey, I want to see Lamar succeed. You want to know why? Because I don't think he's a bad guy. But I'm not going to give him false props, man. You know what I mean? Oh, that's crazy, man. I have a question, though, man. Just look at it, too. If you're Art Rooney right now, just for instance, with the Steelers, are you sitting down and asking yourself the question, does Mike Tomlin breathe into this franchise what you're looking for in terms of the Steeler way? Or has Mike Tomlin taken away that Steeler culture? Has he crushed that Steeler culture? And does that Steeler culture even exist anymore? And truly, what was that Steeler culture? I believe it was what I was talking about earlier. Men of character, men of high work ethic. That's what created the Steelers' way. That is what the Steelers' culture was all about. And I don't think that's there anymore. I think you have a couple players that do that on this roster, but definitely it seems like a circus in there. And the head clown is Mike Tomlin. And if I'm Art Rooney, I have to ask those questions. So we going to do this all the time around 3:30, Miss P? Yeah, Miss P, we're going to continue. I'm going to do it a few times a week, Miss P. This is something we're just trying out to add more content to the channel. And again, thank you to Miss Pittsburgh. She's been a Mafia member for a while now, over 10 months. And has definitely been a major contributor. So thank you, Miss P, for joining us. She's a regular on Still City Live all the time. So definitely that's what we want to keep our regulars joining in and give them more time too. And also, guys, as the subscriber count grows and you get thousands of subscribers, you want to keep what? You want to give every subscriber the opportunity to participate in live shows. You want to give them the opportunity to have their voice heard amongst us all in this big conversation that we've started here on this channel 2 years ago. And I think that adding shows, adding streams is what we have to do in order to give everybody that opportunity. What's up? Robert Road in the house. Guys, it is so awesome to see a lot of the regulars. Robert's another one. Inger, Miss Pittsburgh. Tons of them, man. Tons of you guys are in here. Just to name a few that were right here in front of my face. I don't want to leave anybody out. But thank you so much for supporting us in everything we do here. Robert Sala, New DC. That's from Connor. Maybe. Never know. Matt says some clowns don't know how to carry on a conversation or banter back and forth. Yeah, a lot of people get butthurt, man. I'll go back and forth with the best of them, and I'll run my mouth with the best of them. And you know what? At the end of that conversation, I'm going to say it's cool, it's whatever, and hey, we're done with it. Move on to the next one. I'm not going to get butthurt and, let it ruin my day when things don't go maybe my way. I'm not going to be like that. Braden Hockey, what coach would best fit for the Steelers? See, hold on, let me get a drink because this one's going to take a second. I'm going to answer that question from Braden, but first I need some more of you to double tap that screen and hit that like button. That comment from Braden, man. Also, guys, share the show for me. Send us out into that YouTube algorithm. This is our inaugural show here on Afternoon Blitz, only on Mic Drop Sports. Don't forget, 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, we'll be kicking off our next live stream. That'll be Steel City Live, and we appreciate you all for stopping through. But back to Braden. What coach is the best fit for the Steelers? I think that question is a question that is far too broad. I think it's a question that doesn't have to be one person, doesn't have to be a singular answer. It doesn't even have to be a handful of people as the answer. And I don't think me answering that for you, myself, is fair, because what the Steelers need to do is go out and search everywhere. And what do you got to find? People of high character, high work ethic, and build off of it. That's what you got to do, guys. It's simple. It's so simple. And I don't think the coach is staring you right in the face. Everybody wants to say these names, but I think what you got to do is this. If you're the Steelers, you go and you watch tape from everywhere along the NFL. I mean everywhere. I mean every single team, all 32 teams. And then you go into the college ranks and you watch tape from everywhere. And you start to find people that may not be a big name, but possess some of the characteristics, possess some of the things that you're looking for, and you start to compile a list. That list is going to end up being huge. Then you take that list and you break it down a little bit further, and you break it down a little bit further, and you continue to do that until you find your guy. That's the proper way to do this, guys. Even if you have a head coach that's in place, but you're looking at a guy like Mike Tomlin that's been there for almost 2 decades, you should start this right now and to start making a big, broad list. Why? Because everyone's time comes to an end sooner or later. So you need to be prepared for when that time comes. And if you're not being prepared, shame on you. And that's why the Pittsburgh Steelers failed under Mike Tomlin and have never been able to get another quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger, because they knew Ben's time was coming to an end, but yet didn't prepare. And then they had a guy in the building in Mason Rudolph that made Mike Tomlin look bad, so he benched him and buried him on the fucking roster. Facts are what they are. Period. Truth is what it is. Mason Rudolph wasn't the next Joe Montana. He wasn't the next guy that was going to probably win you a Super Bowl. But you know what? He was the next logical choice. He was the next guy that was going to be able to... sorry. I was just looking at what you were talking about. But he wasn't that next guy that was going to be that franchise quarterback, but he was a guy that could have bridged you until you found it. And that's where the Steelers went wrong. And if I'm Justin Fields, I'm asking myself, hey, are they going to change a little bit? Are they going to be able to throw the football a little bit? Or are we going to live in this fucking stupid game plan of Mike Tomlin, this ultra-conservative game plan, and we're going to all sit here and blame Arthur Smith for it? No, guys. This offense has looked the exact same every coordinator that he brings in. The exact same. It hasn't looked any different since Ben Roethlisberger left. And why has it not looked any different since Ben Roethlisberger left? Soon as Mike Tomlin didn't have a franchise quarterback in place, and he's never had to go out and look for one, he always had one in Ben Roethlisberger. Soon as Ben Roethlisberger got retired, soon as that ship sailed, Mike Tomlin went into this mode of thinking that no matter who's at the quarterback position, he has to hide them. He has to cover up deficiencies. He can't allow them to lose football games. So he went into this mode of game planning that defense is going to win the game. The offense is going to just be out there enough that hopefully they don't screw up. That's what he did. It's so simple. That's what he did. All right, guys, double tap that screen for us here on our inaugural episode, our first episode, and hit that like button here on the Afternoon Blitz, only on Mic Drop Sports. This show will not be an hour long like our normal streams, or sometimes our normal streams are even a little longer. But this first episode, I just wanted to get our feet wet and wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. But we're going to start wrapping it up here in a few. But again, liking it, sharing it, watching it after it uploads, still hitting that like button, commenting on it is greatly appreciated. And again, we're going to bust our asses to bring more and more content to you. I've always tried to talk Sean into doing a baseball podcast here on his own without me. So we'll see if he can get that going. I can even give him access to the channel to where he can stream on it, so he doesn't have to stream under any different name or anything. So maybe he'll do that one day, but we'll try it out. But I'm going to try to add some podcasts also. This was our first one of that, and we're going to continue to try to do it a little more, man, and about 3-4 times a week, I would say, because, again, I don't always have time. And, again, tonight we usually start Steel City Live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, Friday nights, I coach youth basketball for my son, and I have practice 6 to 7, so 7:20, I'll be back over to the house, and we will dive in for Steel City Live. So, guys, thank you for supporting this inaugural episode. My phone is about to die, so I have to wrap it up no matter what. If your question or comment didn't get seen today in the live chat today during Steel City or during the Afternoon Blitz, make sure you come back to Steel City Live tonight, and we will answer all your comments, questions, and concerns. Again, it's going to be awesome, man, and I can't wait to dive in and have a little bit more fun. Also, to the moderators, before I get off here, I want to talk to Sean, and I want to talk to the rest of the moderators. I'm going to try to find somebody that's going to be able to put messages up here through some sort of instant messaging that they find in the chat that seem to be very good. That way we can go there. Inger, you don't have to do that. Don't delete Ravens on top. The North is ours. You don't have to delete that, bro. Okay? Or time people out for that. Okay? They're allowed to do that. All right, brother? You got me? Just let them. They can put that stuff in there, man. You got to be easier. Be lighter, Inger. Be lighter, buddy. Don't be so tight on it. Guys, Inger's young too, by the way. I'm trying to mold Inger into the super moderator. He does put in work. Inger does put in work. Thank you, Raven76B more. Appreciate you, man. Respect. It's all right, Inger. It's all right. People can be annoying. It's okay, bro. That brings fun to it, brother. Inger does put in work. He's good at it, man. Inger puts in work. He's a young one. Hey, he's the youngest moderator in the world. But I got to say this, too. You know why we should start incorporating some of our younger people in here? It's because you need to get them involved. Teach them how to do all this stuff. Teach them how to be responsible for stuff. We don't do enough of that in our society today. We don't teach our young people enough stuff. And I admire a guy that's going to come in here and bust their butt and try to learn stuff and try to be good at this. You know, I admire that. And I think that that's what you need from our young people. And I think that I owe that to our young people, man. I hear you, Winter Clips. Winter does clip. It sucks. I hate winter. Man, I got like some stain there. Probably from smoking. I got to quit smoking cigarettes. Ugh, yuck. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tonight for Steel City Live. Until then, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I don't know what you're waiting for. But we'll be back tonight. This show will get better and better. This was our first one. But we will be back again tonight. I actually have about 20 pages of notes for tonight. So we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight on Steel City Live. So until then, my friends,